It's a medical malpractice trial, and now we are in jury selection. I learned that one of the jurors had a similar medical problem to the one that you are claiming in this case. Does that mean that he's automatically disqualified from serving as a juror on our case? You want to know the answer? Come join me as I share with you some terrific information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney, and the answer is maybe. A big fat maybe. Now, why do I say that? Just because a potential juror has been in a similar situation medically compared to my client does not automatically disqualify him from serving as a juror and sitting in judgment on our case. You want to know why not? It's because there are many factors that go into deciding whether or not someone can be fair and impartial, and whether or not someone can sit in judgment on our case. So now, once I learn that this gentleman has now had similar problems, I have an obligation to probe further, to find out what exact problems he had. I have to find out how it impacted him. I have to find out how he developed these problems. Was it because of a doctor's carelessness? Was it because of a complication that was known to occur? What was the reason? Did you bring a lawsuit because of these problems that you had? Yes or no? You should know that the defense lawyer will also ask questions to determine whether or not this guy can be fair and impartial. You will find that some young novice attorneys will turn around and say, "Hey, Mr. Jones, can you be fair and impartial even though you have a similar problem to this client?" Of course he's going to say yes. You will rarely find anyone to admit verbally that they have some type of bias or prejudice, or they're leaning in favor of one person or another. It doesn't happen like that. Mr. Jones, are you a little closer to people who believe that doctors can do no wrong? Or are you a little closer to the people who believe that doctors can and do make mistakes? And do you think that people should be held accountable for their actions, regardless of whether they are professional or not a professional? Yes or no? And do you think, and now I'll go ahead and find out and probe from this person whether or not his problems are worse than my client's, whether they are not as bad as my client's, whether they are still ongoing years later after he had this problem. And now I'll try and find out how similar his issues are with my client's. So there may be a time when the defense turns to me and says, "Listen, this guy is too similar to your client. There's no way he can be fair." Now we may have a dispute, and I may not agree with my adversary about whether or not to excuse this potential juror. In that instance, now the defense lawyer has to take it up with the trial judge, or with the judge who's in charge of jury selection. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into something that happens on a regular basis in medical malpractice cases here in New York. You know, I understand you're watching this video because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York, but you have not started a lawsuit yet because you have questions that need answers first, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your questions. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.